Yeah, you can hop off of the shoes. Thank you so much for your help. What's your name again? Oh, Rocky Vaughn. Vaughn. Yeah, thanks so much, Rocky. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, nice to meet you too. It's fun, huh? That's awesome. Okay. Oops.
Sign on at all. So I guess it's not signed on. It says your name.
Hey guys, I just let me show you. I just redid the dummy. Oh wait, you can't. I'm gonna.
Is it not leaking anymore?
It's not leaking anymore, but I do have a big, huge leak right there from redoing the dummy. So we'll wait for everybody else to come on, and I'll get the other camera set up and sweep this up. Today is going to be mostly technique.
Okay.
So this is our recovery week. We're going to focus mostly on technique today. Wrestling applied situation. Yaksham.
You enjoying the community college spring break week, Michelle? You out there, spring breaker, getting wild?
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, you know me, out there with my bikini on, getting crazy.
Oh, actually,
I'm like looking at salamanders in my yard. That's kind of fun I'm having.
we usually use
Salamanders.
Hey, Michelle, I was just telling Cha and Sarah that today is going to be mostly technique because it's the first week of the month. We try to keep it beginners friendly, but also just doing a lighter workout, once a month is good for our nervous systems.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I know you are working hard because we got 2 full body programs. That's good.
Yeah. Cool.
I am going to sweep up. We're going to wait for the rest of the group to join us, and while I'm sweeping up and getting the other camera set up. Sound good? Let me put myself on. Oops. I should be facing that way. Awesome. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have this huge mess from the old dummy. I am going to be, where's my camera? I am going to be vacuuming this really quick. We have about 1 minute just to see if Amy is going to join us today. Jennifer, you just logged on. So today is the first week of the month. So we usually try to focus on technique this day to give our bodies a chance to recover, our nervous systems a chance to recover from all the hard work we've been doing all month long. So while we're doing that, just go ahead and stretch out. And I want you guys to start to warm up with our, I hurt my foot this week, so I'm gonna show it on the other, right? What's going on here? Okay, well. Or maybe, I think I have this upside down. That's what's going on. There we go. Yes, okay. So I want you guys to, don't want to do the knot pile, focus on your stretching. So stretching into your ankles and your feet, warming up your feet muscles. Remember when I do this, I point my foot forward, out to the side, and inside, right? As you're going through this stretch, warming up both your Achilles, you turn it around a little bit, warming up your Achilles. I want you also to push into not just your lead foot, but also your back hip flexor, warm up your hip flexor, pushing your butt in. If you get too deep, you're gonna warm up your groin. If you just focus here and focus on pushing your butt forward, you should get more into your hip flexor. And then focus on pushing your butt forward, getting into your hip flexor. And then also you can push the butt out to the side here to get into different parts of your psoas and your hip flexors. Okay. Once you warm up with that, to start to duck walk through and start to warm yourself up into the wrestling. Okay. I will put myself on mute. I'll be right back as you guys are going through this. All right. Go ahead and finish that rep, you and John. Okay, great, perfect. So everybody looking. So this week or for the whole month, we want to go over north-south, or I think I'm going to refine my class a little bit to front headlock chokes because it works. A lot of those situations are going to work really well off of our turtle positions that we were working last month. Now, we've been working wrestling a lot on Saturday. It's mostly wrestling conditioning, and then we'll do our wrestling takedowns and get into detail on that in the first week of the month on how to shoot. But let's put it all together in the situations we're working. So today we're going to work off of a failed shot. Okay. So we're going to work as if we went in for a shot. Boom. So we went in for the shot, and the person sprawled, their person sprawled on us, and now the person on a failed shot. Okay, if you were in my class a couple weeks ago, can you guys all hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, great. Earbuds keep on falling out. If you were in my class a couple weeks, you know that my in-person clients have been working this situation a lot. So we're here on the leg, the person sprawled on us. It's really important that we work on getting our base or our knees, our feet underneath our chest. Once we're in that position, we can start to build our base up, and then you're going to hit the sit out. Okay, we run to the back, and then we can work on re-attacking the back from there. But technique wise, all I'm going to have you guys do, even Sarah and Cha, before you guys work with your dummies or training partners, I want you to just focus on this position here. Is we're going to pretend like we're sprawled out, really try to get your hands underneath you so you can drive your feet up, get your knees and your feet underneath your chest as possible. Then you're going to hit the sit out and then come back. Okay, so we're here, somebody sprawls on us, we're going to work to get our base up underneath us, hit the sit out, and then we're going to thread our feet. Boom. You can see me at one camera, you can't see me the other one. So we're here, sit out, thread our feet. So I'm really just pulling my top foot underneath my bottom foot and then switching my base. Okay, I'm here. And it's best if you guys, I kind of hurt my foot, so you won't see me on my feet too much today, but it's best if you guys, when you switch your feet, you come back to an athletic position, which is on your feet. So we're here, we hit the sit out, really try to sit your hips through, and then you want to be back on your feet again. Okay, so let's do that for about a minute and just keep going and work through. So we're all working on our own for now. Yeah. Yeah, try to get your knees even more crunched up underneath your chest, Michelle. That's like knees to the boobies. Yep, you can hit a hip heist just like that, Sarah. Perfect. Good. Okay, now let's look in. So the sit out drill that we normally do is on our hands, but when we're actually doing this on a person, we're not going to be on our hand, where our elbow will be on the ground, because we want our hand to, we want to be light. We want to be light on our feet. We want to be able to move. If we're on our hand, we're going to be stuck on our hand, and this is going to act as a wall. It's going to be hard for us to move forward. And it's going to prevent us from actually shooting through. So when I shoot through, my elbow is actually going to get to the ground, and it'll make more sense when we're on our dummy, because this arm is essentially going to catch the leg. So I'll have Sarah and Cha do it with each other. I'll do it on the dummy, and then I'll have Sarah and Cha do it on each other so you guys can see it on a person. So I'm here. This is just modified for the specific situation. Boom. Right, the person sprawls on us, we're sprawled out. We have to build our base back up, and then we're gonna sit out. So you're gonna see my hand kind of shoot through. I'm light on this hand, so then when I come in, I'm shooting through, and I'm catching that leg, and then I can come back and then be ready to take the person down. So when I'm on the dummy, it looks like this. I went in for a shot, he sprawled on me, boom, and he sprawled on me, and I have to build my base back up. Boom. When I hit, see, even on my hands, I don't necessarily have to come up. I'm gonna be here so my hand can drape over the leg when it's ready. So when I shoot through, boom, sit, I'm here. My hand is here when I sit through. And then I can catch the leg and then come around. Okay. Sarah, Cha, do you need me to do it one more time so you can see it? Or you got it? Okay. So go ahead. So she comes on a fail shot. Sarah sprawls. Cha, you're gonna build your base. Yep. Yeah. Do it from the side, so your body's facing the camera, so then we can see it too. So if you're gonna go, you have to go for her leg closest to the camera when you sit out. Yeah. You hear? And you don't have to grab the leg right now. So go ahead, just build your base so your hand is in the middle of her feet. Boom. Get your knees underneath your chest. Don't grab it yet. I want you to sit through first, and you're just gonna catch the leg. Sit through, catch the leg. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Right? So you, Jennifer, Michelle, do you guys have any questions? You're good? Okay, so practice this. Jennifer and Michelle, I want you guys to practice this on your own. Actually, everybody practice this on your own for a little bit, and then grab your dummies and training partners, and then we'll do it with the dummy and training partner. Yep, so you're on your hand, Jennifer, yeah. So as soon as you're going to sit through, your hand's gonna shoot through. Other hand, Sarah. So the hand that is going to be catching the leg is going to be in the air. The other hand is what you can base off of. So when you shoot through, this hand is light to just go through, and then you're going to be pulling this elbow back. Okay, so this hand is light, right? This is one of those bird dog exercises. We'll add that in. This hand is light, boom. This is the hand that's gonna catch the leg, so you're gonna shoot through and sit out. Pull that top arm elbow back, Jennifer. Like you're rowing, or yeah, rowing a lawnmower. Pull it back tight to your elbow. Yeah. You can pull that elbow back a little more, Sarah, too. That was good though. That was a really good sit out. Yeah. Pull that elbow back, Michelle. So the hand that you're gonna base off of, right? We're here. This is our hand that's gonna catch the leg. So we sit through. When we're sitting through this hand, this elbow is now on the ground, which means this hand can be light. So you're gonna pull that elbow back. This is really important so that you open up your body and really allow the person to be falling and thrown back behind you. Then you can grab for the hip. Yeah, Jennifer, that was good. Yeah, Michelle, much better. Just keep your elbow tighter to your body. Yeah, Jennifer, good. Yeah, yeah, there you go, Michelle, that's good. Yeah. Now for everyone, most of you guys are doing well, but I really just want to emphasize when you sit through like you're hitting through a baseball or you're kicking through a leg. So sit through the body and then try to continue that forward motion the entire time. So after you sit through, you don't sit. You don't like actually sit in the position. You're continuing the forward motion around until you get to the back. Yeah, child, very nice. Yes. Yes, Jennifer, very nice. Good job. There you go. Okay, if you guys want to do a few more reps on your own, go ahead. If you're ready to work with your dummy, work with your dummy. So for everybody who has a dummy, you guys kind of saw how I was doing it. We're like knee wrestling. Me and the dummy are knee wrestling. Get him on his knees. Okay. Where's his other leg? Me and the dummy are knee wrestling. And I can V-pop the dummy in his, you'll have to look at the long camera, V-pop the dummy in his armpits. And then I can pretend like I'm going for a shot and then the dummy's just gonna fall over me, okay? And that's how you start it. So you can start with V-popping your dummy in the armpits to keep them upright. And then you're going in for your failed shot. The dummy's just automatically gonna land underneath you. And you continue the motion from there. Yeah, the legs. This is kind of cool with the dummy too, because if you do it more, then it'll force you to work on that reaction. He's on me and then I gotta go. He's on me and then I gotta go. Yeah, try to bend those legs behind you. Good job, Michelle, figuring that out. Other arm. So you grab with the other arm, Jennifer. I mean, Michelle, sorry. Yeah. Just let the, yeah, go ahead, good. And then Yeah. Just let his legs be folded behind him, Jennifer, so they're not like underneath him, like he's sitting like this. You can have him like already kind of sprawled out, and then just pop them and throw them over you. So you're not finicking with him so much. Yeah. Yeah, actually, this is really cool with the dummy because it'll force you to work on that timing. When you V-pop them, you'll have to shoot yourself deep through. So it's almost like you're practicing your shots. So you get ready, V-pop them, and try to get in deep right away on that leg. Yeah, if you miss, sometimes people fall like that too. Sometimes they fall funky. Just keep working it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michelle, there you go. Mm-hmm. Try to let them, see if you can get them to drape a little bit more over your back, Jennifer, when you go in for that shot. Yeah. Try just letting him, just start with him over your back, like you're in a fireman's carry. You already got him in that fireman's carry. There, there you go. Yeah, a little better. Other arm, Michelle. Yeah. Nice, Sarah. Yep. That's how you want them to fall, Michelle. That's how you want them to fall off to the side. Your dummy's already kind of doing it. That's how you want them to fall off to the side when you hit the sit out. Okay, so just focus. Yeah, just focus on the motion you're doing. And then when the dummy's falling off to the side, you're already turning that corner to catch his hip. Yeah, there you go, Jennifer. You're figuring it out. Yeah, there you go. So, hey, let's go back, Sean, and Sarah. Sarah, I want you to really sprawl on Cha. Let me grab my yoga ball. So right now you're up high. You'll have to look at me in the tall camera. You're up kind of high on her like this, right? When you actually sprawl, if a person's actually sprawling, then the sprawl is going to come from the power of the hips, right? The person is, okay, let's all look in real quick when it comes to the sprawl. So we have different lines of defenses for preventing people from getting into the shot. So the first one is our hands, right? So we're going to beat them out by just maintaining distances and either posting or doing our down block to keep them away from us and out of position for our legs. The second is going to be our head. So we're going to be able to either keep them out of position by matching their head levels and then using our head to block them out as they get into the shot. Now, if somebody's past our hands and our head, the next, and that means they're already in our leg. They either got into a single. Right now we're practicing if somebody got into a double on us or we're getting into the double on somebody, we're going to use our hips. So that means that if I'm using the ball, bring this camera up just a little bit, and the ball is somebody coming in for a shot for me, I'm either going to block them out with my hands, I'm going to block them out with my head. Now, when it comes to the hips, the person got in and I'm blocking them out with my hips. So my hips is the point of contact that is smashing the person down. I'm smashing their head down, their shoulders down, so they cannot posture up. I also use my hands here in front of the person's shoulders and their body to block them out so they can't not get into my legs any further. All right, so it's my hips that is going to be the point of contact. So you see how low my body is to the ground. The other thing is you don't necessarily, when you're actually doing a good sprawl, you don't necessarily want to initially sprawl and then use your feet to drive forward, because that, if the person's pressuring up like how we're doing, we're going to end up here and now they're closer into our leg. So when you initially do the sprawl, Sarah, on Cha, I want your hips down low and you're going to be on the top of your feet so that as she's trying to push back, you're sliding, right? If you have your feet, then you have to stop motion. And then she's going to be able to bend you forward and get closer to your legs, okay? You will eventually want to stop motion, but it has to be, you have to be aware when you want to do it. So you know, okay, I want to slide, slide, slide. Now I'm going to stop motion so I can cut a corner and get around or change the position. Does that make more sense? Thumbs up. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, so go get back into the drill. If you guys have questions, you feel free to just unmute yourself and just chime in whenever you're ready. Yeah, yeah. Yes, much better. Nico. Nice, yes. Ah, Demi. There you go, Jennifer, nice. Nice, smash your hips on her head, Cha. Yeah, your booty up in the air, like you twerking like a girl in the club. You smash that booty down. Yeah, there you go. Whichever way you want to go, sir. Mhm. Do this for a few more minutes and then we're going to move on. Okay, time. So I'm already seeing some of you guys, already seeing Sarah and Charles do this. So sometimes the person is doing a really good job of keeping you in front of them. So what I mean by that is the sit out really happens if you're able to start to move your body and your direction out to the side, right? We're sitting out Our head might start in the middle here. And we might be completely underneath them, but as we build our base, we're able to get out to the side. And people who are hip to wrestling know this, so they might continue to keep keeping themselves in front of you and keeping your head smashed the entire time, and just keeping you in that funnel, this funnel here, so you can't sit out. So that's when you're going to be starting to build your base. So if we're here, and the dummy won't really be able to stand with me, but we'll try to make it work, right? He's keeping me in front of me, and I built my base up to the point where I'm practically standing. You can stand up, start to work yourself out. So I'll have Sarah and Cha demonstrate this. And there's going to be some details that I just can't show on the dummy because he's just going to continue to fall over, that I'll explain with you guys. One thing I want you to be aware of in a fighting or self-defense situation is you have to be aware of that knee as you're coming up, right? So for here, we're trying to build our base. This is what it looks like with nobody. We're here, we're trying to build our base so we can sit up, but we can't. We're gonna bring our feet all the way to our hands so we can back out, but you have to have some sort of blockade between their knee and your face as you're coming up, right? So I'm usually kind of trying to pass this by, all right? So as you're coming up, so I'll talk Sarah and Cha through it so you guys can see. So in this case, Sarah is keeping Cha's head in the center. And it's just gonna be, yeah, you can come up and get around them. Sometimes that might not be an option. Sometimes you have to break away. So try it again. And Sarah, try to use your hands. And as soon as she is trying to build her base up, you're gonna use your hands to try to basically get a front headlock choke or snap her head back down. Okay. So you really want to keep her head between your legs and try to choke her or come out. Right. So here. So just build your base up. Yeah. Control the hands. Yeah, exactly. And then try to just break away. So you might just break away as in get your distance. Because there's another way I can have you get behind them if you try and break away. So go ahead, try it one more time. All right, so boom, here. She's trying to choke you and snap you down. Boom. Sarah, try to get your hands together. So you're just keeping your hands behind her tricep. Try to keep your hands together. So you're really she really feels the threat of the choke around her neck. All right, so one hand will be in front of her shoulder, the other hand will be behind, or both hands in front of her, or both hands in front of her shoulder, either or. But really get your hands together so you can choke her, right? Okay, she's gonna try to build her base. Boom. So here is the issue, right? So this is how I was trying to get the position exactly, and that's what I was trying to get you to do. It's like either pass her by, right? So either you're gonna pass her by like how you did using a pass by. So it's very similar to when somebody has their hands when somebody has that collar tie with you here, and you're just going to pass them by, right, by shucking it off. So you're here, they have the collar tie on you, they're choking me, boom. I'm going to be controlling the wrist. Usually start at the hips to keep their hips away, or controlling the wrist. If I'm able to get my hand up and they're still grabbing my hand, then I can just pass them by and I can get to the back. So there's different ways to get into it. But for the people with dummies, all I'm gonna have you guys do is work on building your base, standing up, and passing the person by. So you're gonna work on feet work. Here, throwing the person sprawled on me, building my base, right? Kind of surfing, passing them by. I'm gonna use this and pass them by. Okay. And Sarah and Cha, just keep working and I'll look at you guys all. So with your feet work, as you're coming up, for the people without a training partner, you're here, you're gonna be here, passing them by. I want you to foot shuffle. All right. So you're here, hands on your collar, boom. You're gonna raise your shoulder. You'll have to look at me in the long camera. So I'm raising my shoulder to my neck, boom, foot, passing them by. Back foot to front foot. Back foot to front foot. Boom. Here. So try to twist out the other way, Sarah. You almost kind of put yourself deeper into the choke.
I'm trying to figure out which arm I'm shucking. So am I at their arm, the one that's around my neck, right? Not the one that's behind my armpit?
Yeah, it's gonna be the one that's on your neck. Try to use it, just use the dummy for now and just put the dummy's arm on your shoulder. You won't be standing up with him. You're just gonna put the dummy's arm on your shoulder for now. Yeah, just put him, you don't even have to be underneath him right now. You don't have to have the dummy's neck. I just want him to be like on your shoulder like this. Just put the dummy's arm on your shoulder like this. Yeah. Right. So it's just like you have a basic collar tie. So you're gonna be holding the dummy's hand on your shoulder with just your shoulder and your head. And so when you shuck them off, right here, you're going to have this hand across and you're just passing them by like that. It's going to be very difficult to recreate the entire situation with your dummy and imagine it, but that's just the most important part I want you to just get is bringing your shoulder to your chin like you're holding the telephone, and you can just practice this with your dummy. You don't even have to stand up. Boom. Hold his hand in your shoulder and then shuck them off. That's it.
I'm trying to figure out how the arm gets into that position.
Don't worry about it right now, like, because this motion will apply. There's a million different things that could be happening as a person's trying to choke you in this position. So it's just a matter of feeling for what's on your arm and getting it off. That's it. If we try to get too in the weeds without a training partner, it's gonna make less and less sense. Yeah. And the most important part for this collar tie takeoff is just that pressure between that you have with maintaining the control and the connection of the hand with your shoulder and your chin. This is the most important part. I even got my earbud pushed out, holding it here. Right now, as you turn, you're going to use your shoulder to push the hand even further out, and you'll be able to pass it by. Yes, exactly. Yeah, more tension. So really squeeze that hand as much as you can. More squeeze, Jennifer. Try not to really throw them out. Yeah. Yeah. You can do that even slower, both Jennifer and Michelle. Do it slower. I want you to really feel the pressure, constant pressure with your shoulder pushing that arm off. There you go. Much better. Right. So for Sarah and Cha, as you're trying to stand up, I want you to really control those wrists. So as she's going, get back, start from the beginning. The beginning, right? Yeah, there you go, Jennifer. Wait, no, go slower. Start from the beginning. Like the beginning. Stop and just start from the beginning. Somebody sprawl down, hips down. Like get on your knees, Sarah. On your knees. Child, really smash your hips down onto her head more. There you go. Now walk your hands and your feet towards her base, and she's blocking you out, right? She might even be trying to choke you. I think you might have both hands around her body, which is a different situation, Cha. So one hand should be like trying to either grab her in a front head and arm choke, or two hands in front of the shoulders, right? So you have just the head around your body, like you're gonna choke her, with no arms, right? So get both your hands in front of her, Cha, both hands in front of her shoulders. There you go. So you can choke her here, or you can choke her with a head and arm. Exactly. Yes. So you have your choice. Here, Sarah, before you start, when you start to feel that choke coming on, so back up a few steps from the beginning. Like, yeah. On your knees, Sarah. Right? She sprawled on her, you smash your hips on her head. As soon as you feel that choke coming on, Sarah, you got to fight her hips. Fight her hips. So both hands on her hips. There you go. Push her hips away. Exactly. You want to really create space between your head and her hips as much as possible, right? From here, you can start to fight her hands if you're able to get to your feet. And start to push her hands down. Exactly. Now you can start to break away, right? To stand up. Exactly. Yes. So anytime you feel somebody's about to choke you, fight the hips. There you go. And then if you're able to base up, start to fight the hands, and you can push the hands down to the ground and break away, right? So now you're starting to see a little bit more of how that position would come into play, Jennifer. The hand's not on your neck, it's in front of you. She has her hands in front of her, but it's still going to be the same motion you're doing with your shoulders and your hips and your feet when you pass it by. Continue to drill it, Sarah. Right, so fight the hips first. If you walk your feet to the choke, you're walking yourself into the choke. So go back. So go back to the beginning on your knees. All right. She's smashing with your hips. Fight the hips first. Now you can start to back your feet away. You want to keep distance between her hips and your neck, right? Because she needs her hips to get power. And then you can start to fight the hands and push her hands to the ground. Good. Now you can run behind. Yeah. right? So now instead of, for Michelle and Jennifer, instead of the hand being here, the hand would be here, right? So we've gone from the hand being on our neck to being in front of us, which is where it is for Sarah and Cha, right? So now we're in the same similar position off of starting from here, working it off the shoulder in front of us, boom, boom, and now we can push the hands down. That makes sense now?
Quick question. So if they have their hands clasped, when you push and move off, will you just kind of go under their arm and out? Is that kind of?
Yeah, if you, I'm gonna try to just spin my head out
Yeah.
any way I can, for sure.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So you want to keep distance between her hips and your neck. So really be out here like for your life. You're holding her hips away for dear life. Don't let her hips skid here. If her hips skid here, and or if you walk your feet towards her hips, you're doing the action of the choke for her. So maintain, fight the hips, fight the hips, fight the hips first. All right. Fight the hips, and then if you can build your base, build your base. If you need to fight the hands, start to fight the hands, push those hands down. Fight the hips, build your base. Fight the hips, build your base. If you're in a safe space to start to fight the hands, that's when you fight the hands. Fight the hips, fight the hips. Did you just punch your dummy in the face? Just a few more minutes. Yeah. Fight those hips. Push those hips away. Maybe you can think about walking your hands up, right? So as you're fighting her hips, if her hips are far away, too far away for you to grab, you can walk up to her torso a little bit until you can get to the hand. So it's like walk, 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 walk until you can get to it. But try not to fight the hands until you're in a safe space to fight the hands. Okay. Because if you start to fight the hands too fast, then she can still bring her hips in and finish you. Right. Also, try to be mindful of how you build your base too, because Cha, whoever is working the front headlock choke, you guys want to work on snapping the person back down, right? So you got the front headlock and you want to work on snapping them back down, front headlock, and then snapping them back down. So there's always going to be the struggle of like, if you're going to sit out, you can sit out if they have the front headlock still. If you're able to get your head to the side, you can still hit the sit out. If you can't get your head out to the side, but you can feel your head staying in the center and being able to get your head out, then you should be able to stand up. Okay, so try it just a little bit longer. I know we're gonna go like about 5 minutes over, but I just want to make sure because we're kind of rushing through the situation at first. So try to hit the sit out. Yeah. All right, Sarah and Cha, try to do both. Try to either sit out or stand up, like either or. All right. You have to really sell it. There you go. Mhm. Huh? I'm gonna vacuum again. I'm gonna vacuum again. All right, everybody look in. Questions for today. I know that kind of got a little confusing for a little bit, but did it start to come together towards the end, Jennifer?
Yeah, I think so. It was just hard to envision until I actually saw it with two people and try to do it myself. But I think it makes more sense.
Yeah. It's a there's a lot of different things that can happen. We're gonna reinforce this idea of like stopping the hips first whenever you're going in for the choke, right? I don't know how more I can reinforce how the hips give power to the choke, especially in these front headlock positions. So if you can block out the hips, then you're going to be able to stop the choke. Because you can always use, if your hands are doing the motion of blocking hips so the power never comes in, there's multiple ways you can use your body to fight the lock for the choke, not just using your hands to pull the choke down. Okay, so it's really important for you to fight the hips and start to create distance between the hips and your whole body, or the hips and your neck, so they can't execute the choke. And then the other part of it is just learning, for those of you who are mostly doing the dummy, is really using your shoulders and the shoulder and the neck and the pressure of, Kelly would always tell me, like, practice holding the telephone in your neck, right? And really use that pressure here. That's so important. And just being able to throw it by just that. If we're just trying to fling it by, it becomes loose. This whole pressure becomes loose. And then the person is still able to grab onto her neck if we're working the collar tie. But this pressure is going to move the hand from being low, where she has a nice attachment point to our neck, to being high. So we're shrugging, getting that head high, that hand high on our head, and then able to pass it by from there. Okay, and then we'll work a lot of different, like forcing the hand down to the ground from that position. Do you have any other questions in regards to that, Jennifer?
I think I just need to feel this out, but I don't think I realized that they can't finish the choke if their hips are far away.
Yeah.
I think I just need to feel that out.
Yeah, for sure. It's a it's a pretty gnarly thing to feel. Michelle, questions for you?
No, similar to Jennifer, I think I tend not to like go for like single leg or double leg, A, because I'm tall, and B, I'm slow. But I think also the fear of, like, if someone does get me around the neck, I don't realize my options of keeping their hips away, and that, you know, it's, it's not completely lost yet. So I think just trying it eventually will be a new journey for me.
Yeah, for sure. Cha, Sarah, how are you guys feeling with that? With the comments about keeping the hips away?
I was having a hard time with the straight arms. I think I normally like block with my forearms because I can't even do the straight arm thing with my left arm. Yeah, I think I normally, just to get the pressure off rather than like completely push them off, I just, frame, and then I'm usually holding on to like the neck, the hands on the neck, and I'm usually like this. But then I don't have enough space a lot of the time, and I just get knocked around.
Yeah, but however you can prevent that choke, like if it's because of your arms that you're not able to keep the hips totally away, that's fine. Like, you'll figure out, like you figure out ways around it. But did you notice, at least with that frame, you're able to keep some of the pressure off?
Yeah.
Good. What about you, Sarah?
Yeah, it works really well. I some apprehension in sticking my arms out there. Obviously in jiu-jitsu we don't stick our arms out there a lot, and then once you get your arm fully extended, there's some structural integrity that helps, like with the weight and the strength needed. But I have good shoulders, pretty strong shoulders, but it's a lot to be extended pushing someone's hips out. But wrestling's hard, so I don't know. There's great expenditures of energy, but yeah, like it's a workout moving your arms and pushing somebody's hips away, but it certainly relieves all that pressure.
Okay, good. Yeah, good to know. Once you feel the pressure relieve, that's when you'll be able to choose how you want to move. How do you want to move your head and position your body so you're no longer fatiguing your arms? But it's good. I know it's good for Jennifer and Michelle to hear that the pressure actually was being relieved from the choke by blocking out the hips. And we're going to go over that more on Monday, and more, like, we're actually been doing front headlock chokes this week at Fight Culture and the Resistance too. So Like it just, I didn't tell them. They didn't get the word. It's just we all somehow synced up on the same thing. So so it was good for me to like get the review from my coaches and bring that same information back to you guys. So we're gonna go over it again on Monday. I'll see you guys all there. Until then, have a great weekend and feel free to hit me up if you have any questions.
Thanks, Coach. Awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome. Take
Have a
care.
nice weekend.
Bye. You too.